Hey everybody, I'm Kelsey and this is Cassidy and Katie. And thanks so much for coming to our YouTube channel where we talk about the course Write Your Way to Freedom. A lot of people have a lot of questions and we have 3 different unique answers from 3 people who have actually taken the course. So we hope that you find this information helpful. Feel free to browse all of our questions in the notes below. And if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them and we'll try and get to them in one of our next recordings. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be answering the question, were you good at writing before you took Write Your Way to Freedom? Do one of you two want to kick us off?
I can start. I feel like this is a loaded question for me personally because I was in college. I was in a liberal arts, like writing major, which was public relations. And by and large, I knew how to write and produce work that got me a good grade in all of my classes. But at the same time, I felt like my writing was so stuffy and academic-y. I don't know, it just didn't sound natural at all. So truthfully, one thing that really drew me to Write Your Way to Freedom was Sarah's whole pitch of copywriting is simply learning how to write like you talk. Because I would find myself getting so frustrated before I started Write Your Way to Freedom, like trying to type out a text message, or in my first full-time job, trying to type out an email and communicate my thoughts to someone very plainly without making it 10 paragraphs long with a billion commas. So while yes, I guess I technically was good at writing, I don't feel like I was very good at writing in a very human, natural, fun, engaging way. And that was something that I began to develop once I started taking Write Your Way to Freedom.
I would totally agree with that. That was my first thought too, because the short answer is yes, I was a pretty good writer. I always loved writing in English classes in school and did well at them pretty easily. But I remember one of the free tools that Sarah recommends for copywriters to use is the Hemingway app. And you can copy and paste your writing into it and it'll give you different edits. But one of the key things is it'll tell you what grade level you're writing at. And copywriting, actually, you're aiming for a lower grade level, like what, 6th to 8th grade? Is that what they say? Because for the most compelling ads, you don't want someone's critical thinking brain to have to be working to piece this together like you're in some sort of college class. You want them to be able to read it effortlessly so that the emotional part of their brain is the one lighting up. And so that actually was so frustrating to me in the beginning. Honestly, I almost got a little chip on my shoulder about ugh, I don't want to write like a 6th grader. This is so lame. Blah, blah, blah. I was mad about it. And so yeah, I get the objection of oh, I'm just not a good writer. I don't know how I could make money off of writing. And I totally get where that comes from, but I agree with you, Cassie. I think the way that we are taught to write in school is not super effective when it comes to writing copy. So you have to relearn a different way to do it. And I think the course did a really good job of continuing to help you tamp down that impulse to want to be the good writer that you grew up being taught to be, and instead to learn how to be a good copywriter, which is a very different skill set.
Yeah, definitely. And to speak to chip on shoulder, the type of writing that you have to do in the academic world versus the type of writing that exists for copywriting and how little copywriting is taught. I'm an English major. I didn't hear about copywriting until I found Sarah's course, which is just a shame because if you are someone who is a writer, you should know that you can make money doing something other than starving until you have a book take off, if that ever happens for you in your lifetime before you die. So this was a really great, when I found copywriting, I was so excited because it was finally a way to make some money as a writer. And I always think that this question is interesting. Do you have to be a good writer? Because I think if you have the desire to learn how to write well, enough that you're asking this question, and also if you care about making intentional human connections with people, you're going to be fine. Yes, I was an English major. Yes, I did social media before this. Yes, I was a community manager. Yes, I've tried to get books published, all of those traditional things. Yes. And also there are lots of people in the course that were just nurses before this, or interior designers, or they come from all of these different career backgrounds, that it's not necessary for you to be a really phenomenal writer in order for you to be successful as a copywriter. It's more about a curiosity to learn something new and an interest to really connect with people in your writing. And if you have that, you'll be fine.
Agreed.
Thanks so much for tuning into our video today. I'm Kelsey and this is Katie and Cassidy. And together we talk about what it's like to be in the program Write Your Way to Freedom to help you determine if it's the right fit for you or not.
If anything from the videos today resonated with you or made you decide like, yes, this is it, I want to sign up, it would mean the world to us if you used our referral code. For full transparency, we do get a little bit of a monetary kickback every time somebody signs up that we split between the three of us. And we also make a $100 donation to World Central Kitchen, which you can find out more information on via the link in our notes. So thanks so much for tuning in, and check out the rest of our questions. We've probably answered the one that you have. Bye.